Hi, movie review lovers friends. Today, I am going to describe the movie story of Rush Hour 3. Now let's talk about it. As we know that Rush Hour 3 is a 2007 American buddy cop action comedy film directed by Brett Ratner, written by Jeff Nathanson. It is the third installment in the Rush Hour franchise and sequel to Rush Hour 2. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, Sima and Philip Baker Hall reprised their roles from the previous films with Hiroyuki Sanada, Yuki Kudo and Max von Sydow joining the cast. The story centers on Hong Kong Police Force, HKPF, Chief Inspector Lee, John, and Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, Detective James Carter, Tucker, tracking an assassin, Sanada, to Paris to unravel a mystery about the Chinese triads. Announced on May 7, 2006, filming began on July 4 on location in Paris and Los Angeles. Released on August 10, 2007, the film grossed $258 million worldwide against a production budget of $125 to $180 million, but was not well received from critics. It was also filmed in California and New York. 5. It was the last film scored by prolific film composer Lalo Schifrin. A sequel is in development with Brett Ratner returning to direct. 3 years after the events of Rush Hour 2, Note 1, Chinese Ambassador Solon Han, with Hong Kong Police Force Chief Inspector Lee as his bodyguard, addresses the importance of fighting the triads at the World Criminal Court in Los Angeles, while LAPD Detective James Carter is working as a traffic cop. Just before Han announces the whereabouts of Shaixin, a semi-mythical individual of great importance to the Chinese mob, an assassin shoots him. Lee chases after and corners the shooter, but hesitates when he learns that the assassin is his childhood foster brother, Kenji, allowing him to escape just as Carter arrives, having heard about the shooting over the police radio. Han is later hospitalized at UCLA Medical Center, having survived the assassination attempt, and Lee and Carter promise his daughter Soo Young to find the person responsible. She insists they head to the local kung fu studio to retrieve an envelope Han left her, but they learn from Studio Master Yu that the triads took Soo Young's belongings and are heading to the hospital to kill Soo Young and Han. Lee and Carter return to the hospital to intercept the hitman who came to kill Han. After defeating them, Lee and Carter interrogate one of them who apparently only speaks French with the help of Sister Agnes, a French-speaking nun. For her protection, they take Soo Young to the French embassy, leaving her with the French ambassador and chairman of the World Criminal Court, Barton Reynard. Reynard and Soo Young are nearly killed by a car bomb, so Lee and Carter go to Paris to investigate this case further. After a painful inspection from Parisian Commissaire Revy, Lee and Carter meet anti-American taxicab driver George and force him to drive them to a triad hideout. While there, Carter meets stage performer Genevieve while Lee is tricked by mob assassin Jasmine, who claims to have information about Shaixin, and Carter saves Lee from being killed. The pair tries to escape, but is ultimately captured by Kenji's men. They are taken to the sewers where Kenji promises to let them live if they leave Paris, but Lee refuses when Kenji cannot grant the same for Han and Soo Young. Following a short struggle, he and Carter successfully escape. They recover and rest at a hotel, and Lee soon reveals his relationship with Kenji and decides to continue alone after declaring Carter as not his brother, in the same manner as Kenji. A disillusioned Carter leaves, but recomposes himself when he spots and follows Genevieve. Meanwhile, Reynard meets Lee and explains Shaixin is not a person, but a list of triad leaders, and that Genevieve is Han's informant with access to the list. After locating Genevieve and saving her from being killed, the two flee with her to their hotel. They are attacked by Jasmine, but George rescues them. Genevieve reveals to Lee and Carter that the triad leaders' names were tattooed on the back of her head, and that she will be beheaded if the triads capture her. Lee and Carter bring her to Reynard, who reveals he was working with the triads. Kenji calls to inform Lee that he has captured Soo Young and demands he turn over Genevieve. Lee arrives at the Eiffel Tower to make the exchange, with Carter disguised as Genevieve with a wig. Kenji challenges Lee to a sword fight, during which the two fall into a safety net. After Kenji's sword cuts the net, Lee tries to save him, but Kenji is touched by Lee's kindness and lets go, falling to his death and devastating Lee. Meanwhile, Carter single-handedly fights off Kenji's henchmen, manages to save Soo-young, and defeats Jasmine by kicking her into an elevator wheel that bisects her. After escaping the remaining triad members, Carter and Lee are confronted by Reynard, who threatens to kill Genevieve and frame them. However, George shoots Reynard from behind, killing him. As the police arrive, Ravi tries to take credit for Lee and Carter's work, but they both knock him out with a double punch and leave with a victory dance to Edwin Starr's War. Cast: Jackie Chan as Chief Inspector Lee, the head of Ambassador Han's security detail. Chris Tucker as Detective James Carter. Carter is assigned to traffic duty at the beginning of the film as punishment for an unspecified offense when he gets drawn into the investigation of Ambassador Han's shooting. Hiroyuki Sanada as Kenji, Lee's childhood foster brother, who grew up together with Lee in an orphanage but later turned to a life of crime. Max von Sydow as Vartan Reynard, a corrupt head of the World Criminal Court who is secretly in league with the Triads. Yvonne Adel as George Cavi, a French taxi driver. Yuki Kudo as Dragon Lady Jasmine. Noémie Lenoir as Genevieve/Shishin, a French burlesque performer who gets involved with the Triads after dating Kenji. Zhang Jingchu as Soo-young Han, Ambassador Han's daughter. Si Ma as Ambassador Solon Han, the Chinese ambassador to the US whom Kenji attempts to assassinate. Roman Polanski as Commissaire Ravi, uncredited, a French policeman who assaults Lee and Carter at the airport and later attempts to take credit for their work. Philip Baker Hall as Captain Bill Deal, uncredited, Carter's supervisor in the LAPD. Dana Ivey as Sister Agnes, a nun fluent in French who translates for Carter and Lee. Henry O as Master Yo. Mia Tyler as Marcia. Sarah Shafi as Zoe, uncredited. David Niven Jr. as British Foreign Minister. Sun Mingming as Kung Fu Giant. Julie Depardieu as Paulette. Production. After the commercial success of the first and second films in the franchise, Chris Tucker received a salary of $25 million, Jackie Chan received $15 million, Brett Ratner $7.5 million, and Jeff Nathanson $3 million. In addition, Chan received 15% of the box office revenue as well as distribution rights in China and Hong Kong, bringing his total earnings to at least $53,700,000, equivalent to $81,400,000 in 2024. The scene where Chan and Tucker fight the Kung Fu Giant, played by Chinese basketball player Sun Mingming, is a parody of Bruce Lee's Game of Death, where Lee fights a taller black man played by NBA basketball player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The film subverts it by having a shorter African-American man, Tucker, fight a taller Chinese man played by a basketball player, Sunday 7. The film was not screened in Chinese theaters in 2007 to make way for a larger variety of foreign films for that year. According to a business representative, the quota for imported films was 20 per year at the time. 8. Lalo Schifrin composed the soundtrack, interspersed with hip-hop and R&B music. 2 soundtrack albums were released. An album of the hip-hop and R&B music used was released on August 8, 2007, on CD and audio cassette from New Line Records and Columbia Records. Another, containing Schifrin's original compositions for the film, was released on the Varese Sarabande label. Rush Hour 3 was marketed as just another Rush Hour picture, in part because the movie itself is a slight raunt and lacked the event-style build-up that Rush Hour 2 had. What's more, Chan hasn't been on American screens for 3 years, while Tucker's last movie was Rush Hour 2. A repetitious entry in a series without a major new hook doesn't quite cut it after a 6-year wait if the intent is to build or retain an audience. That Rush Hour 3 had a sizable debut is a credit to the goodwill generated by the first 2 pictures. 9. The film grossed $258 million worldwide. 2. Critical response. On Rotten Tomatoes, Rush Hour 3 has an approval rating of 17% based on 157 reviews, with an average rating of April 2, 10. The site's critical consensus reads, Rush Hour 3 is a tired rehash of the earlier films, and a change of scenery can't hide a lack of new ideas. Todd Gilchrist of IGN Movie said, "A movie that not only depends on but demands you don't think in order to enjoy it." 10 on Metacritic, the film has a score of 44 out of 100, based on 32 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. Audiences surveyed by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of A- on an A+ to F scale, 11. Desson Thompson of The Washington Post, giving it 3.5 stars out of 5, said, "At the risk of eternal damnation on the internet, I admit to laughing at, even feeling momentarily touched by, Rush Hour 3. 12. Christian Toto of The Washington Times said, "The Rush job should put the franchise down for good." Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times was slightly more positive, giving the film 2 stars and saying, "Once you realize it's only going to be so good, you settle back and enjoy that modest degree of goodness, which is at least not badness, and besides, if you're watching Rush Hour 3, you obviously didn't have anything better to do, anyway." 13. James Berardinelli of Real Views gave the film 1.5 stars out of 4, and said the movie was dull, uninspired and redundant. 14. In 2025, during an interview with BuzzFeed, Jackie Chan expressed his disappointment with the film in comparison to its 2 predecessors, stating the following: "You know what, the first one, little money, little time. We shot it like, go, 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 go. The second one, a lot of money, a lot of time. The third one, too much money, too much time. Too much money is no good." Home Media. The film was released on December 26, 2007 by New Line Home Entertainment, Note 2 on DVD and Blu-ray. As of March 30, 2008, it made $80.75 million in home video rentals, making it the top rental of 2007.AS of 2018. The film has grossed $45 million in American DVD sales. Tucker said in 2019 that he, Chan, and the studio were all interested in a sequel. As of November 25, 2025, the 4th film is in development, with Ratner returning to direct. Buddy cop is a film and television genre with plots involving 2 people of very different and conflicting personalities who are forced to work together to solve a crime or defeat criminals, often learning from each other in the process. The 2 are normally either police officers, cops, or secret agents, but some films or TV series that are not about 2 officers may still be referred to as buddy cop films/TV series. It is a subgenre of buddy films and crime fiction. They can be either comedies or action thrillers. Overview. Frequently, although not always, the 2 heroes are of different ethnicity or cultures. However, regardless of ethnicity, the central difference is normally that one is wilder than the other. A hot-tempered iconoclast is paired with a more even-tempered partner. Often the wilder partner is the younger of the 2, with the even-tempered partner having more patience and experience. These films sometimes also contain a variation on the good cop/bad cop motif, in which one partner is kinder and law-abiding, while the other is a streetwise, old-school police officer who tends to break, or at least bend, the rules. Another frequent plot device of this genre is placing one of the partners in an unfamiliar setting, like a different city or foreign country, or role, like requiring police field work of a non-cop, rookie, or office-bound desk jockey. In these cases, they are usually guided by the other partner. In his review of Rush Hour, Roger Ebert coined the term "one's a movie" to describe this subgenre, a pun on the phrase "one's a." That could be used to describe the contrasts between the 2 characters in a typical film. 1. The cliché was satirized in the film Last Action Hero. While the movie in itself was a buddy cop film, i.e. pairing a fictional cop with a real-world boy, the film's police department obligatorily assigned all cops a conflicting buddy to work with, even to the extreme of one officer being partnered with a cartoon cat. A subgenre of the buddy cop film is the buddy cop dog movie, which teams a cop with a dog, but uses the same element of unlikely partnership to create comedic hijinks, such as Turner and Hooch, Top Dog, and K9. History. Akira Kurosawa's 1949 Japanese film Stray Dog, starring Toshiro Mifune and Takashi Shimura, is considered a precursor to the buddy cop film genre. 2. Other early pioneers of the buddy cop film genre are the 1967 American film In the Heat of the Night and 1974's Freebie and the Bean. The genre was later popularized by the 1982 film 48 Hours, starring Eddie Murphy and Nick Nolte, then also the 1984 film Beverly Hills Cop along with its 1987 sequel Beverly Hills Cop 2. All three are among the most successful buddy cop films. The genre was further popularized by the 1986 film Running Scared starring Gregory Hines and Billy Crystal, the 1987 film Lethal Weapons starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, and the 1989 film Tango and Cash starring Sylvester Stallone and Kurt Russell. The genre was revisited multiple times by Lethal Weapon creator Shane Black, who went on to write The Last Boy Scout, Last Action Hero, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, and The Nice Guys, all of which play off the mismatched partners, if not always specifically cops, theme. Jeffrey D. Nathanson, born October 12, 1965, is an American filmmaker. He is best known for writing 2 films of the Rush Hour series, as well as the Steven Spielberg films Catch Me If You Can and The Terminal. Early life and education. Nathanson was born in Los Angeles County, California. 1. He attended the University of California, Santa Barbara as an English major from 1983 to 1985. 2. 3. While at UC Santa Barbara, he worked on the school's newspaper, The Daily Nexus, and has stated that the courses he took at UC Santa Barbara led him to want to become a screenwriter. 2. 4. He later enrolled in the screenwriting program at the AFI Conservatory for 1 year. 3. 5. Career. He is best known for his work on the Rush Hour sequels Rush Hour 2 and Rush Hour 3, Catch Me If You Can, The Terminal, and The Last Shot. He co-wrote a story draft for the film Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, 2008, with George Lucas. The film was directed by Steven Spielberg. He wrote the screenplay for Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, 2017, on which he also received a story by co-credit, the latter with Terry Rossio, 6-7. He wrote the script for the 2019 live-action remake of The Lion King for Disney, directed by Jon Favreau, 8. He also wrote its 2024 prequel, Mufasa, The Lion King, directed by Barry Jenkins, 9. On October 3, 2017, it was reported that Nathanson would be penning a script for a biographical film directed by Brett Ratner based on the life of the Playboy founder Hugh Hefner, who will be portrayed by Academy Award winner Jared Leto, 10. However, the film was put indefinitely on hold and was confirmed that Leto would not portray the Playboy founder following emergence of sexual harassment allegations against Ratner that November, 11. Awards and honors. Nathanson was nominated for a Best Original Screenplay British Academy of Film and Television Arts Award for his work on Catch Me If You Can. The Rush Hour franchise is a series of American buddy cop action comedy films created by Ross LaManna and directed by Brett Ratner with both Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker in leading roles. All 3 films center around a pair of police detectives, Hong Kong Police Force, HKPF, Chief Inspector Lee, John, and Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, Detective James Carter, Tucker, who go on their series of misadventures involving corrupt crime figures in Hong Kong and Los Angeles. The films incorporate elements of martial arts, humor involving fish out of water situations and West culture shock, and the buddy cop subgenre. The films were released theatrically from 1998 to 2007, attaining commercial success, but critical reception was mixed. Films. Rush Hour. Main article, Rush Hour, 1998 film. Rush Hour was released on September 18, 1998, grossing over $240 million worldwide. 1. Martin Lawrence was originally considered for the role of James Carter. 2. Chris Tucker was finally chosen for the part. Director Brett Ratner, a big fan of Jackie Chan's Hong Kong movies, felt that American audiences would not be familiar with the jokes in Jackie's other movies and deliberately reused some of his gags. For example, the scene where Inspector Lee accidentally grabs Detective Johnson's, Elizabeth Pena, breasts is a reference to Jackie Chan's film Mr. Nice Guy, 1997. Citation needed. Rush Hour began as a spec script written in 1995 by screenwriter/novelist Ross LaManna. The screenplay was sold by LaManna's William Morris agent Alan Gassmer to Hollywood Pictures, a division of the Walt Disney Company, with Arthur Sarkisian attached as producer. After attaching director Ratner and developing the project for more than a year with producers including Sarkisian and Roger Birnbaum, Disney Studios chief Joe Roth put the project into turnaround. Citing concerns about the $34 million budget and Chan's appeal to American audiences at the time, several studios were interested in acquiring the project. New Line Cinema was confident in Ratner's talents, having done money talks with him, so they made a hard commitment to a budget and start date for the film. 2. Rush Hour 2. Main article: Rush Hour 2. Rush Hour 2 was released on August 3, 2001, and grossed over $340 million worldwide, 3, making it the most financially successful film in the series. The film received mixed reviews compared with the first film. Other than Chan and Tucker, no cast members returned to reprise their roles from the first film. John Lone, Jean Z, and Rosalind Sanchez joined the cast, while actors Don Cheadle, Saul Rubinek, Johnny Russo, and Jeremy Piven have guest or cameo appearances. The first two Rush Hour films both begin in Hong Kong and end in a United States airport. Rush Hour 3. Main article: Rush Hour 3. Rush Hour 3 was officially announced on May 7, 2006, and filming began on July 4, 2006. The film, set in Paris and Los Angeles, was first released on August 10, 2007, and grossed over $250 million worldwide. 4. Academy Award-winning film director Roman Polanski co-stars as a French police official involved in Lee and Carter's, John and Tucker's characters' case. Ma reprises his role as Ambassador Han, Lee's boss and friend who appeared in the first installment. This film has received an M rating by the Office of Film and Literature Classification, Australia, and a PG-13 rating by the MPA for sequences of action violence, sexual content, nudity, and language. Additionally, the film was not screened in Chinese theaters in 2007 to make way for a larger variety of foreign films. According to a business representative, the quota for imported films is 20 each year. 5. Rush Hour 4. Because of the film's collective box office success, director Brett Ratner and writer Jeff Nathanson are considering the production of a fourth installment. In the DVD audio commentary for Rush Hour 3, Brett Ratner joked that the fourth Rush Hour film could be released in 2012. Ratner and Nathanson are exploring many concepts, including the use of the motion capture technique for the possible sequel and various different film projects with Chan and Tucker. It has been reported that the fourth film may be set in Moscow. 6. In July 2009, in an interview, Ratner stated that he has been in contact with a long list of stars including Danny DeVito and Jet Li for possible roles in a potential Rush Hour 4, but stressed nothing's been okayed yet. In a short interview with Vulture in 2011, Ratner stated that the cost of making a follow-up to X-Men: The Last Stand would have cost more than X-Men: First Class, and that's why another Rush Hour 4 probably won't get made, either. It'd be too much to pay me, Chris, Tucker, and Jackie Chan to come back. 7. In August 2011, in an interview with The Breakfast Club, Tucker stated in response to the question of a fourth by saying, "Rush Hour 4? Maybe you know, because that's a different kind of movie. You got the action and the stuff like that, and they pay $20 million too. I'm just joking. No, you know Jackie Chan, you know I love working with him, and those type of movies he can redo them, and it's different. We'll see, but I don't know though. But we've got some new stuff coming, so we'll see what happens." 8. In July 2012, series producer Arthur M. Sarkisian stated that a fourth film was being worked on with Chan and Tucker, and stated that he would welcome Brett Ratner back as a director if he would do it in the right way. Sarkisian expressed some dissatisfaction with the third film, and admitted he wants the potential fourth film to be grittier and have new ideas. Sarkisian is reportedly working on choosing which out of 4 or 5 screenwriters he has been talking to should work on the script. 9. In August 2014, Chan stated that the studio still wants to make Rush Hour 4, but that he will only participate if he can see a quality script first, stating, "I don't want to do a rubbish script just because they want to make the movie." 10. Both Chan and Tucker met for dinner to discuss Rush Hour 4 in June 2015. 11. In November 2016, while promoting Billy Lynn's long halftime walk, Tucker reaffirmed his optimism for a potential fourth film, stating, "Yeah, we're talking about it now, doing another one, and we're trying to get it going. I think we might be able to get one going. I love working with Jackie, and I think we could do a really fun one." In April 2017, it was reported that Indian actor Shah Rukh Khan had said yes to join the Rush Hour 4 cast. 12. By October 2017, Chan said that the script for Rush Hour 4 has been in the works and shooting for the film will most likely start in 2018 if Tucker agrees to be in the film. He stated that he was optimistic about Tucker accepting due to his previous claims of being on board for the film. 13. In February 2018, Tucker confirmed the production of Rush Hour 4. He stated on ESPN's podcast, The Plug, "It's happening. This is gonna be the rush of all rushes. Jackie is ready, and we want to do this so that people don't ever forget it." 14. In February 2019, Tucker reported that the script is coming together, stating, "We're working on a few things on the script right now, so we're trying to get into production. But we're working on it and trying to get it going." 15. He reiterated this in a podcast appearance in April that the fourth film was still a possibility, but that it's not in pre-production. "We're working on a few things for the script. Jackie wants to do it. I want to do it. The studio wants to do it." 16. By 2018, in the wake of sexual misconduct allegations against Ratner by several actresses, Warner Brothers sources presumed that it's highly unlikely that Ratner will be directing Rush Hour 4. Pham Shirlong, A. born Chan Kong Sang Wink with a Frown B. April 7, 1954, known professionally as Jackie Chan and Sing Lung, C. is a Hong Kong martial artist, actor and filmmaker, known for his slapstick, acrobatic fighting style, comic timing, and innovative stunts, which he typically performs himself. With a film career spanning more than 60 years, he is regarded as one of the most iconic and influential martial artists in the history of cinema. 3. 4 films in which he has appeared have grossed over $6 billion worldwide. 5. Starting as one of the 7 little fortunes at the China Drama Academy, where he was trained in acrobatics, martial arts, and acting, Chan entered the Hong Kong film industry as a stuntman before making the transition to acting. His breakthrough came with the action comedy Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, 1978. He then starred in similar action comedies such as Drunken Master, 1978, and The Young Master, 1980. He made his directorial debut with The Fearless Hyena, 1979, which was a box office success. Throughout the 1980s, he was part of the Three Dragons along with Sammo Hung and Yuan Biao. The three starred in 6 Hong Kong films together. 6. Project A, 1983. Saw the official formation of the Jackie Chan stunt team and established Chan's signature style of elaborate, dangerous stunts combined with martial arts and slapstick humor, a style he further developed in a more modern setting with Wheels on Meals, 1984, and Police Story, 1985. Rumble in the Bronx, 1995, which had a successful worldwide theatrical run, brought Chan into the North American mainstream. 7. 8. By the mid-1990s, he was the most popular action movie star in Asia and Europe. 7. Chan gained Hollywood success for portraying Chief Inspector Lee in the American buddy cop action comedy film Rush Hour, 1998, a role he reprised in 2 sequels. He went on to work both in American and Chinese films, appearing in the Shanghai film series, 2000 to 2003, New Police Story, 2004, Rob B. Hood, 2006, Little Big Soldier, 2010, Shaolin, 2011, and The Shadow's Edge, 2025, among others. The Forbidden Kingdom, 2008, marked his first collaboration with fellow martial arts star Jet Li. He has played martial arts mentor Mr. Han in 2 Karate Kid films, the 2010 remake The Karate Kid and Karate Kid, Legends, 2025. For CZ12, 2012, he earned 2 Guinness World Records for most stunts performed by a living actor and most credits in one movie. He played against Hype in Shinjuku Incident, 2009, and The Foreigner, 2017. 9-10. His voice acting work includes all 3 Chinese versions of Mulan, 1998, the first 3 films in the Kung Fu Panda franchise, 2008 to 2016, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, 2023. One of the most recognizable and influential film personalities in the world, John was described by film scholar Andrew Willis in 2004 as perhaps the most recognized star in the world. 11. He has received Fame Stars on the Hong Kong Avenue of Stars and the Hollywood Walk of Fame, 13, as well as an Honorary Academy Award in 2016. Chan has been referenced in various pop songs, films, television series, and video games. He has an award named after him, the Jackie Chan Action Movie Awards. He is an operatically trained vocalist who has released several pop music albums and performed theme songs for some of the films in which he starred. He is also a philanthropist and was named one of the top 10 most charitable celebrities by Forbes in 2011, 14, 15. In 2016, Forbes ranked him the second highest paid actor in the world, 16, 17. In 2025, Parade estimated his net worth to be $400 million and reported he planned to leave his fortune to charity, rather than to his son, J.C. Chan 18. Chan was born on April 7, 1954 in British Hong Kong as Chan Kongsang 1-2 to Charles and Lily Chan, political refugees from the Chinese Civil War. In circa 1937, Chan's father, originally named Fong Daolong, briefly worked as a secret agent for Lieutenant General Dai Li, the chief spy in Kuomintang-ruled China, 19, for fear of being arrested by the communist government. Chan's father fled to British Hong Kong in the 1940s and changed his surname from Fong to Chan. Was his wife John Lily's surname. Chan discovered his father's identity and changed his Chinese name to Fong Shilong in the late 1990s, the name he would have been named according to his kin's genealogy book, which allegedly traces back to Tang Dynasty statesman Fong Xinling. Chan's ancestral roots are located in Wuhu, Anhui. Chan spent his formative years within the grounds of the French consul's residence in the Victoria Peak, British Hong Kong, as his father worked as a cook there. 24. Chan attended the Nawa Primary School on Hong Kong Island, where he failed his first year, after which his parents withdrew him from the school. In 1960, his father emigrated to Canberra, Australia to work as the head cook for the American Embassy, and Chan was sent to the China Drama Academy, a Peking opera school run by Master Yu Jimuan. 24-25. Chan trained rigorously for the next decade, excelling in martial arts and acrobatics. 26. He eventually became part of the Seven Little Fortunes, a performance group made up of the school's best students, gaining the stage name Yuan Lo, in homage to his master. Chan became close friends with fellow group members Sammo Hung and Yuan Biao, and the 3 of them later became known as the Three Brothers or Three Dragons. 27. After entering the film industry, Chan along with Sammo Hung got the opportunity to train in Hapkido under the Grand Master Jean Palkin, and Chan eventually attained a black belt. 28. As a martial artist, Chan is also skilled in multiple forms of Kung Fu. 29. He is also known to have trained in other martial art forms such as karate, judo, boxing, taekwondo, and jeet kune do. 30. Chan joined his parents in Canberra, Australia in 1971, where he briefly attended Dixon College and worked as a construction worker. 31. A fellow builder named Jack took Chan under his wing, thus earning Chan the nickname of Little Jack, 23, later shortened to Jackie. In the 1980s, the spelling of his nickname became Jackie, which has stuck with him ever since. He began his film career by appearing in small roles at the age of 5 as a child actor. At age 8, he appeared with some of his fellow Little Fortunes in the film Big and Little Wong Tin Bar, 1962, with Li Li Hua playing his mother. The following year, The young actor appeared in extras of Yen Chun's 1964 film Liang Shan Pa and Chewing Tai, and had a small role in King Hu's 1966 film Come Drink With Me, 33, in 1971. After an appearance as an extra in another kung fu film, A Touch of Zen, Chan was signed to Chu Mu's Great Earth Film Company, 34. 1976 to 1980, startup leading roles. In 1976, Jackie Chan received a telegram from Willie Chan, a film producer in the Hong Kong film industry who had been impressed with Jackie's stunt choreography work. Willie Chan offered him an acting role in a film directed by Lo Wei. Lo saw Chan's performance in the John Woo film Hand of Death, 1976, and planned to model him after Bruce Lee with the film New Fist of Fury, 34. His stage name was changed to, literally, Becoming the Dragon, 19.2. Sing For Lung 4 in Jiatping 2, or rarely as Chung Long in Pinyin, 38, to emphasize his similarity to Bruce Lee, whose stage name meant Lee the Little Dragon in Chinese. Note that dragon in Lee's name referred to Lee's birth year being the dragon zodiac, not the Chinese dragon. The film was unsuccessful because Chan was not accustomed to Lee's martial arts style. Despite the film's failure, Lo Wei continued producing films with similar themes, but with little improvement at the box office. 39. Chan's first major breakthrough was the 1978 film Snake in the Eagle's Shadow, shot while he was loaned to Seasonal Film Corporation under a two-picture deal. 40. Director Yuen Wu-ping allowed Chan complete freedom over his stunt work. The film established the comedic kung fu genre and proved refreshing to the Hong Kong audience. 41. The same year, Chan then starred in Drunken Master, which finally propelled him to mainstream success. 42. Upon Chan's return to Lo Wei's studio, Lo tried to replicate the comedic approach of Drunken Master, producing, and also showed new features at the time with Jackie as the stunt director Half a Loaf of Kung Fu and Spiritual Kung Fu. 23. He also gave Chan the opportunity to make his directorial debut in The Fearless Hyena. When Willie Chan left the company, he advised Jackie to decide for himself whether or not to stay with Lo Wei. During the shooting of Fearless Hyena Part 2, Chan broke his contract and joined Golden Harvest, prompting Lo to blackmail Chan with triads, blaming Willie for his star's departure. The dispute was resolved with the help of fellow actor and director Jimmy Wang Yu, allowing Chan to stay with Golden Harvest. 40. 1980 to 1987, commercial success in the action comedy genre. Willie Chan became Jackie's personal manager and firm friend, and remained so for over 30 years. He was instrumental in launching Chan's international career, beginning with his first forays into the American film industry in the 1980s. His first Hollywood film was The Big Brawl in 1980, 43-44. Chan then played a minor role in the 1981 film The Cannonball Run, which grossed over $100 million worldwide, 45. Despite being largely ignored by North American audiences in favor of established American actors such as Burt Reynolds, Chan was impressed by the outtakes shown at the closing credits, inspiring him to include the same device in his future films. Citation needed. After the commercial failure of The Protector in 1985, Chan temporarily abandoned his attempts to break into the U.S. market, returning his focus to Hong Kong films. 39. Back in Hong Kong, Chan's films began to reach a larger audience in East Asia, with early successes in the lucrative Japanese market including Drunken Master, The Young Master, 1980, and Dragon Lord, 1982. 46. The Young Master went on to beat previous box office records set by Bruce Lee and established Chan as Hong Kong cinema's top star. With Dragon Lord, he began experimenting with elaborate stunt action sequences, 47, including the final fight scene where he performs various stunts, including one where he does a backflip off a loft and falls to the lower ground, 48. Chan produced a number of action comedy films with his opera school friends Sammo Hung and Yuan Biao. The three co-starred together for the first time in 1983 in Project A, which introduced a dangerous stunt-driven style of martial arts that won it the Best Action Design Award at the 3rd Annual Hong Kong Film Awards, 49. Over the following 2 years, the the three brothers appeared in Wheels on Meals and the original Lucky Stars trilogy, 50-51. In 1985, John made the first Police Story film, a crime action film in which John performed a number of dangerous stunts. It won Best Film at the 1986 Hong Kong Film Awards, 52. In 1986, John played Agent Hawk, an Indiana Jones-esque character, in the film Armor of God. The film was Chan's biggest domestic box office success up to that point, grossing over 35 Hong Kong dollars million, 53. 1988 to 1998, acclaimed film sequels and Hollywood breakthrough. In 1988, John starred alongside Sammo Hung and Yuan Biao for the last time to date in the film Dragons Forever. Hung co-directed with Corey Yuen, and the villain in the film was played by Yuan Hua, both of whom were fellow graduates of the China Drama Academy, citation needed. In the late 1980s and early 1990s, John starred in a number of successful sequels beginning with Project A Part 2 and Police Story 2, which won the award for Best Action Choreography at the 1989 Hong Kong Film Awards. This was followed by Armor of God 2, Operation Condor, and Police Story 3, Super Cop, for which John won the Best Actor award at the 1993 Golden Horse Film Festival. In 1994, John reprised his role as Wong Fei Hung in Drunken Master 2, which was listed in Time magazine's all-time 100 movies, 54. Another sequel, Police Story 4, First Strike, brought more awards and domestic box office success for John, but did not fare as well in foreign markets, 55. By the mid-1990s, he was the most popular action movie star in Asia and Europe, 7. Up until January 1995, his films had grossed over 500 million Hong Kong dollars, 70 million US dollars, in Hong Kong, 56 and 39 billion yen, 415 million US dollars, in Japan, 46, while having sold over 33 million box office admissions in France, Germany, Italy, and Spain up until then, 57. Despite his international success, he was not very successful in North America, where he had only 2 wide releases as a leading actor, The Big Brawl and The Protector, grossing 9.51 million US dollars, 32 million US dollars adjusted for inflation. 58. Despite this, there was a thriving North American home video market for Chan's Hong Kong films by the mid-1990s. 59. Chan rekindled his Hollywood ambitions in the 1990s, but refused early offers to play villains in Hollywood films to avoid being typecast in future roles. For example, Sylvester Stallone offered him the role of Simon Phoenix, a criminal in the futuristic film Demolition Man. Chan declined, and the role was taken by Wesley Snipes, 60. John finally succeeded in establishing a foothold in the North American market in 1995 with a worldwide release of Rumble in the Bronx, attaining a cult following in the United States that was rare for Hong Kong movie stars. 61. The success of Rumble in the Bronx led to a 1996 release of Police Story 3, Super Cop in the United States under the title Super Cop, which grossed a total of $16,270,600 US dollars. Chan's first huge blockbuster success came when he co-starred with Chris Tucker in the 1998 buddy cop action comedy Rush Hour, 62, grossing $130 million US dollars in the United States alone, 40. This film made him a Hollywood star, after which he wrote his autobiography in collaboration with Jeff Young entitled I Am Jackie Chan. 1999 to 2007, fame in Hollywood and dramatization. Chan on the USS Kitty Hawk in 2002 during the carrier's visit to Hong Kong, 63. In 1998, Chan released his final film for Golden Harvest, Who Am I? After leaving Golden Harvest in 1999, he produced and starred alongside Shuchi in Gorgeous, a romantic comedy that focused on personal relationships and featured only a few martial arts sequences, 64. Although Chan had left Golden Harvest in 1999, the company continued to produce and distribute for 2 of his films, Gorgeous, 1999, and The Accidental Spy, 2001. Chan then helped create a PlayStation game in 2000 called Jackie Chan Stun Master, to which he lent his voice and performed the motion capture, 65. He continued his Hollywood success in 2000 when he teamed up with Owen Wilson in the Western action comedy Shanghai Noon. A sequel, Shanghai Nights, followed in 2003 and also featured his first on-screen fight scene with Donnie Yen. 66. He reunited with Chris Tucker for Rush Hour 2, 2001, which was an even bigger success than the original, grossing $347 million worldwide. 67. Chan experimented with the use of special effects and wire work for the fight scenes in his next two Hollywood films, The Tuxedo, 2002, and The Medallion, 2003, which were not as successful critically or commercially. 68. In 2004, he teamed up with Steve Coogan and Around the World in 80 Days, loosely based on Jules Verne's novel of the same name. In 2004, film scholar Andrew Willis stated that Chan was perhaps the most recognized star in the world. 11. Despite the success of the Rush Hour and Shanghai Noon films, Chan became frustrated with Hollywood over the limited range of roles and lack of control over the filmmaking process. 69. In response to Golden Harvest's withdrawal from the film industry in 2003, Chan started his own film production company, JC Movies Limited, Jackie Chan Emperor Movies Limited, in association with Emperor Multimedia Group, EMG. 40. His films have since featured an increasing number of dramatic scenes while continuing to succeed at the box office. Examples include New Police Story, 2004, The Myth, 2005, and the hit film Robin Hood, 2006. Filming of The Forbidden Kingdom, Chan's first on-screen collaboration with fellow Chinese actor Jet Li, was completed on August 24, 2007, and the movie was released in April 2008. The movie featured heavy use of effects and wires. Chan voiced Master Monkey in Kung Fu Panda, released in June 2008, appearing with Jack Black, Dustin Hoffman, and Angelina Jolie. In addition, he has assisted Anthony Cito in an advisory capacity for the writer-director's film Wushu, released on May 1, 2008. The film stars Sammo Hung and Wang Wenjie as father and son. 78. In November 2007, Chan began filming Shinjuku Incident, a dramatic role featuring no martial arts sequences with director Derek Yee, which sees Chan take on the role of a Chinese immigrant in Japan. 79. The film was released on April 2, 2009. According to his blog, Chan discussed his wishes to direct a film after completing Shinjuku Incident, something he has not done for a number of years. 80. The film was expected to be the third in the Armor of God series, and had a working title of Armor of God 3, Chinese Zodiac. The film was released on 12 December 2012. 81. Because the Screen Actors Guild did not go on strike, Chan started shooting his next Hollywood movie The Spy Next Door at the end of October in New Mexico. 82. In The Spy Next Door, Chan plays an undercover agent whose cover is blown when he looks after the children of his girlfriend. In Little Big Soldier, Chan stars alongside Li Hom Wang as a soldier in the Warring States period in China. He is the lone survivor of his army and must bring a captured enemy soldier Li Hom Wang to the capital of his province. In 2010, he starred with Jaden Smith in The Karate Kid, a remake of the 1984 original. 83. This was Chan's first dramatic American film. He plays Mr. Han, a kung fu master and maintenance man who teaches Jaden Smith's character kung fu so he can defend himself from school bullies. His role in The Karate Kid won him the Favorite but Kicker Award at the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards in 2011. 84. In Chan's next movie, Shaolin, he plays a supporting role as a cook of a temple instead of one of the major characters. His 100th movie, 1911, was released on September 26, 2011. Chan was the co-director, executive producer, and lead star of the movie. 85. While Chan has directed over 10 films over his career, this was his first directorial work since Who Am I? In 1998. 1911 premiered in North America on 14 October, 86. While at the 2012 Cannes Film Festival, Chan announced that he was retiring from action films, citing that he was getting too old for the genre. He later clarified that he would not be completely retiring from action films, but would be performing fewer stunts and taking care of his body more. 87. In 2013, Chan starred in Police Story 2013, a reboot of the Police Story franchise directed by Ding Shane, and it was released in China at the end of 2013. Chan's next film Dragon Blade was released in early 2015 and co-starred Hollywood actors John Cusack and Adrian Brody. In 2015, Chan was awarded the title of Datuk by Malaysia as he helped Malaysia to boost its tourism, especially in Kuala Lumpur where he previously shot his films. 88. In early 2017, Chan's new film titled Kung Fu Yoga, a Chinese-Indian project, which also starred Indian actors Disha Patani, Sonu Sood and Amira Daster, was released. The film reunited Chan with director Stanley Tong, who directed a number of Chan's films in the 1990s. Upon release, the film was a huge success at the box office and became the fifth highest-grossing film in China, 1 month after its release. In 2016, he teamed up with Johnny Knoxville and starred in his own production Skipped Race. That same year, he also starred in the action comedy Railroad Tigers. In 2017, he co-starred with Pierce Brosnan in the action thriller The Foreigner, an Anglo-Chinese production. He also starred in the 2017 science fiction film Bleeding Steel. In 2018, he served as an executive producer for the plant-based documentary, The Game Changers, along with James Cameron, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Pamela Anderson. 91. He teamed up with John Cena and starred in the 2023 Chinese-American co-production Hidden Strike, citation needed. He also voiced Splinter in the animated film Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. His films had collectively grossed 1.14 billion Hong Kong dollars, $147 million US dollars, at the Hong Kong box office up until 2010. 92. Over $72 million US dollars in South Korea between 1991 and 2010, 93, and 48.4 billion yen, $607 million US dollars, in Japan up until 2012, 46, in Europe. His films collectively sold about 84 million tickets between 1973 and 2010, 57. As of 2021, his films have grossed over CNY 14 billion, $2.17 billion US dollars, in China, 94, and $1 US dollar and 84 cents billion, 95, more than 2.44 billion US dollars adjusted for inflation, in the United States and Canada, 58. As of 2018, 48 of his films have collectively grossed more than 5 billion US dollars at the worldwide box office. Chan had vocal lessons while at the Peking Opera School in his childhood. He began producing records professionally in the 1980s and has gone on to become a successful singer in Hong Kong and Asia. He has released 20 albums since 1984 and has performed vocals in Cantonese, Mandarin, Japanese, Taiwanese, and English. He often sings the theme songs of his films, which play over the closing credits. Chan's first musical recording was Kung Fu Fighting Man. The theme song played over the closing credits of The Young Master, 1980. 100. At least 10 of these recordings have been released on soundtrack albums for the films. 101. 102. His Cantonese song, Story of a Hero, theme song of Police Story, was selected by the Royal Hong Kong Police and incorporated into their recruitment advertisement in 1994. 103. Chan voiced the character of Shang in the Chinese release of the Walt Disney animated feature Mulan, 1998. He also performed the song, I'll Make a Man Out of You, for the film's soundtrack. For the US release, the speaking voice was performed by B.D. Wong and the singing voice was done by Donny Osmond. He also collaborated with Ani DeFranco on Unforgettable. 104. In 2007, Chan recorded and released We Are Ready, the official one-year countdown song to the 2008 Summer Olympics, which he performed at a ceremony marking the one-year countdown to the 2008 Summer Paralympics. 105. Chan also released one of the two official Olympics albums, official album for the Beijing 2008 Olympic Games, Jackie Chan's version, which featured a number of special guest appearances. 106. Chan performed Hard to Say Goodbye along with Andy Lau, Lu Huan and Weiken Chow at the 2008 Summer Olympics closing ceremony. 107. Personal life. In 1981, Chan met Taiwanese actress Joan Lin. In December 1982, they married in Los Angeles. Their son, JC Chan, was born the day after. 69. Lin retired from acting after their marriage, but made a cameo in CZ12, 2012, in which she plays Chan's wife. Citation needed. Chan had an extramarital affair with Elaine Ng Ile, who gave birth to their daughter, Etta Ng Chok Lam, on January 18, 1999. Shortly before Etta's birth, Ng publicly revealed Chan as the father, sparking a scandal. Chan held a press conference where he expressed regret over the affair but stated that he had only committed a fault that many men in the world commit. 114, 115, 116. In 2002, Ng moved from Hong Kong to Shanghai. She and her daughter attracted media attention for their financial struggles, family conflicts, and mental health issues. However, according to her lawyer, Chan refused to provide any assistance. 117, 118, 119, 120. Chan has never met his daughter since her birth. 121. In 2017, when asked about her coming out as lesbian, he replied, "As long as she's happy." 122. In the early 1980s, Jackie Chan began experimenting with elaborate stunt action sequences in films such as The Young Master, 1980, 128, and especially Dragon Lord, 1982, 129, which featured a pyramid fight scene that holds the record for the most takes required for a single scene, with 2,900 takes, 130, and the final fight scene where he performs various stunts, including one where he does a backflip off a loft and falls to the lower ground. 131. In 1983, Project A saw the official formation of the Jackie Chan stunt team and added elaborate, dangerous stunts to the fights and typical slapstick humor. At one point, Chan falls from the top of a clock tower through a series of fabric canopies. Critics have compared his comedic stunts in Project A to Buster Keaton, who was also known to perform his own stunts, although Chan himself had not watched Keaton's films until years after Project A released. According to Chan, Project A was an evolution of the action stunt work he had been doing in earlier kung fu comedy films since The Young Master. 128. Police Story, 1985, contained many large-scale action scenes, including an opening sequence featuring a car chase through a shanty town, Chan stopping a double-decker bus with his service revolver, and a climactic fight scene in a shopping mall. This final scene earned the film the nickname Glass Story by the crew due to the huge number of panes of sugar glass that were broken. During his stunt in this last scene, in which Chan slides down a pole from several stories up, the lights covering the pole had heated it considerably, resulting in Chan suffering second-degree burns, particularly to his hands, as well as a back injury and dislocation of his pelvis upon landing. 132. Chan performed similarly elaborate stunts in numerous other films, such as several Police Story sequels, Project A Part 2, the Armor of God series, Dragons Forever, Drunken Master 2, Rumble in the Bronx, and the Rush Hour series, among others. The dangerous nature of his stunts makes it difficult to get insurance, especially in the United States where his stunt work is contractually limited. 127. Chan holds the Guinness World Record for most stunts by a living actor, which emphasizes that no insurance company will underwrite Chan's productions, in which he performs all his own stunts. 133. Chan has been injured frequently when attempting stunts. Many of them have been shown as outtakes or as bloopers during the closing credits of his films. He came closest to death filming Armor of God when he fell from a tree and fractured his skull. Over the years, he has dislocated his pelvis and also broken numerous parts of his body, including his fingers, toes, nose, both cheekbones, hips, sternum, neck, ankle, and ribs. 134, 135. Promotional materials for Rumble in the Bronx emphasized that he performed all of the stunts, and one version of the movie poster even diagrammed his many injuries. Jackie Chan at the 2013 Cannes Film Festival. Chan created his screen persona as a response to the late Bruce Lee and the numerous imitators who appeared before and after Lee's death. Lee's characters were typically stern, morally upright heroes. In contrast, Chan plays well-meaning, slightly foolish regular men, often at the mercy of their friends, girlfriends, or families, who always triumph in the end despite the odds. 23. Additionally, he has stated that he deliberately styles his movement to be the opposite of Lee's. Where Lee held his arms wide, Chan holds his tight to the body. Where Lee was loose and flowing, Chan is tight and choppy. Despite the success of the Rush Hour series, Chan has stated that he is not a fan of it since he neither appreciates the action scenes in the movie nor understands American humor. 136. American filmmaker Quentin Tarantino classified Chan's style of acting and filmmaking as physical comedy and considered him one of the greatest in the genre. 7. British filmmaker Edgar Wright describes Jackie Chan as an expressive, visual performer with an everyman persona. He notes that, in contrast to other action heroes, such as Bruce Lee, Sylvester Stallone, Clint Eastwood, or Arnold Schwarzenegger, Chan presents himself as a lovable goofball, underdog who overcomes the odds with almost superhuman, acrobatic stunts and fighting abilities. 137. In the 2000s, the aging Chan grew tired of being typecast as an action hero, prompting him to act with more emotion in his latest films. 138. In New Police Story, 2004, he portrayed a character suffering from alcoholism and mourning his murdered colleagues. 101. To further shed the image of a nice guy, Chan played an antihero for the first time in Robin Hood, 2006, starring as Thongs, a burglar with gambling problems. 139. Chan plays a low-level gangster in 2009's Shinjuku incident. A serious drama set in Tokyo about unsavory characters. 140. Chan has received global recognition for his film acting and stunt work. His accolades include the Innovator Award from the American Choreography Awards and a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Taurus World Stunt Awards. 141. He is stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame and the Hong Kong Avenue of Stars. 142. In addition, Chan has also been honored by placing his hand and footprints at Grauman's Chinese Theater. 143. Despite considerable box office success in Asia, Chan's Hollywood films have been criticized with regard to their action choreography. Reviewers of Rush Hour 2, The Tuxedo, and Shanghai Nights noted the toning down of Chan's fighting scenes, citing less intensity compared to his earlier films. 144, 145, 146. The comedic value of his films is questioned, some critics stating that they can be childish at times. 147. Chan was awarded the Order of the British Empire, MBE, in 1989 and the Silver Bauhinia Star, SBS, in 1999. 148. 149. When American filmmaker Quentin Tarantino presented Chan with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the 1995 MTV Movie Awards, Tarantino described Chan as one of the best filmmakers the world has ever known and one of the greatest physical comedians since sound came into film. 7. In 2001, he was inducted into the Martial Arts History Museum Hall of Fame. 150. He was also awarded an honorary black belt by the World Karate Federation, along with his Karate Kid, Legends co-star Ralph Macchio during the film's New York premiere in 2025. 151. Cultural impact. Film industry. Numerous films from around the world have taken inspiration from Jackie Chan's fight sequences and action choreography. Examples include The Matrix and Kill Bill, both choreographed by his former colleague Yuen Wu-ping, the Kung Fu Panda series, where he also voiced Monkey, The Raid, Redemption, 2011, from Indonesian cinema, Kingsman, The Secret Service, 2014, the John Wick series, Atomic Blonde, 2017, Marvel Cinematic Universe films such as Black Panther, 2018, and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, 2021. The DC Extended Universe film Birds of Prey, 2020, and the Netflix film Extraction, 2020. 152. British filmmaker Edgar Wright cited Chan as an influence and said that, no matter how many people try and rip off Jackie Chan movies, there's something which they can't rip off, which is Jackie Chan himself. 137. Tom Holland also cited Chan as an influence on several action scenes in Uncharted, 2022, noting Chan's use of his surroundings to fight people in unique. On June 25, 2013, Chan responded to a hoax Facebook page created a few days earlier that alleged he had died. He said that several people contacted him to congratulate him on his recent engagement, and soon thereafter contacted him again to ask if he was still alive. He posted a Facebook message, commenting, "If I died, I would probably tell the world." 175. 176. In 2015, a made-up word inspired by Chan's description of his hair during an interview for a commercial, Duan, became an internet viral meme, particularly in China. The Chinese character for the word is a composite of two characters of Chan's name. 177. A wax figure of Jackie Chan was revealed at Madame Tussauds, New York in 2020. 178. 179. Public image. Jackie Chan has a sponsorship deal with Mitsubishi Motors that has resulted in the appearance of Mitsubishi cars in a number of his films. Furthermore, Mitsubishi launched a limited series of Evolution cars personally customized by Chan. 180, 181, 182. Chan was also the primary catalyst for the creation of review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, whose founder Sen Duong was his fan and created the website after collecting all the reviews of Chan's Hong Kong action movies as they were being released in the United States. In anticipation for Rush Hour, Chan's first major Hollywood crossover, he coded the website in 2 weeks, and the site went live shortly before the release of Rush Hour. 183. 184. Chan says he has always wanted to be a role model to children, and has remained popular with them due to his good-natured acting style. He has generally refused to play villains and has been very restrained in using swear words in his films. He persuaded the director of Rush Hour to take "fuck" out of the script. 185. Chan's greatest regret in life is not having received a proper education. 186. Inspiring him to fund educational institutions around the world. He funded the construction of the Jackie Chan Science Center at the Australian National University. 187. And the establishment of schools in poor regions of China. 188. Chan is a spokesperson for the government of Hong Kong, appearing in public service announcements. In a Clean Hong Kong commercial, he urged the people of Hong Kong to be more considerate with regards to littering, a problem that has been widespread for decades. 189. Furthermore, in an advertisement promoting nationalism, he gave a short explanation of the March of the Volunteers, the national anthem of the People's Republic of China. 190. When Hong Kong Disneyland opened in 2005, Chan participated in the opening ceremony. 191. In the United States, Chan appeared alongside Arnold Schwarzenegger in a government advert to combat copyright infringement, and made another public service announcement with Los Angeles County Sheriff Lee Baca to encourage people, especially Asian people, to join the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. 192. Cultural honors and depictions. Chan's views on Hong Kong politics have gradually shifted from a pro-democratic stance in the late 1980s to a pro-Beijing stance in the 2010s. In 1989, Chan performed at the Concert for Democracy in China in support of democratic movement during the 1989 Tiananmen Square protests. By 2021, in contrast, he expressed his desire to join the Chinese Communist Party. 196, 197, 198, 199. Since 2013, 200. Chan has been a pro-China politician, having served 2 terms as a delegate to the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference, China's political advisory body. Jackie Chan at the 2005 Toronto International Film Festival. In 2009, Chan was named an anti-drug ambassador by the Chinese government, actively taking part in anti-drug campaigns and supporting President Hu Jintao's declaration that illegal drugs should be eradicated and their users punished severely. In 2014, when his own son JC was arrested for cannabis use, he said that he was angry, shocked, heartbroken, and ashamed of his son. He also remarked, "I hope all young people will learn a lesson from JC and stay far from the harm of drugs. I say to JC that you have to accept the consequences when you do something wrong." In addition to his film production and distribution company, JC Movies Limited, Jackie Chan owns or co-owns the production companies JC Group China, Jackie and Willie Productions, 226, with Willie Jan, and Jackie and JJ Productions, 227. Chan has also put his name to Jackie Chan Theatre International, a cinema chain in China, co-run by Hong Kong company Sparkle Roll Group Limited. The first, Jackie Chan Yalai International Cinema, opened in February 2010 and is claimed to be the largest cinema complex in China, with 17 screens and 3,500 seats. Chan expressed his hopes that the size of the venue would afford young, non-commercial directors the opportunity to have their films screened. 15 further cinemas in the chain were planned for 2010, needs update, throughout Beijing, Shanghai and Guangzhou, with a potential total of 65 cinemas throughout the country proposed, 228. In 2004, Chan launched his own line of clothing, which bears a Chinese dragon logo and the English word Jackie, or the initials JC. 229. Chan also has a number of other branded businesses. His sushi restaurant chain, Jackie's Kitchen, has outlets throughout Hong Kong, as well as 7 in South Korea, with plans to open another in Las Vegas. Jackie Chan's Cafe has outlets in Beijing, Singapore, and the Philippines. Other ventures include Jackie Chan's Signature Club Gyms, a partnership with California Fitness, and a line of chocolates, cookies, and nutritional oatcakes, 230. With each of his businesses, a percentage of the profits goes to various charities, including the Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation. In 2016, Chan partnered with Asian Le Mans Series champion David Chung to form a racing team in the series and the FIA World Endurance Championship. The two met in March 2015 and Chan told Chan about his interest in motorsports and raised the possibility of starting a team, 231. Together, the two formed Baxi DC Racing Alpine, the first mainland China-based operation in WC. In October, leading into the 2016-17 Asian Le Mans Series season, the team was rebranded to Jackie Chan DC Racing and raced with liveries promoting Chan's movie Kung Fu Yoga, 232. At the 2017 24 Hours of Le Mans, the team became the first Chinese team to win its class, LMP2. 233. Chan is a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and has championed charitable works and causes. He has campaigned for conservation and against animal abuse, and has promoted disaster relief efforts for floods in mainland China and the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, 234. In June 2006, citing his admiration of the efforts made by Warren Buffett and Bill Gates to help those in need, Chan pledged the donation of half his assets to charity upon his death, 235. On March 10, 2008, Chan was the guest of honor for the launch, by Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd, of the Jackie Chan Science Centre at the John Curtin School of Medical Research of the Australian National University. Chan is also a supporter and ambassador of Save China's Tigers, which aims to save the endangered South China tiger through breeding and releasing them into the wild. 236. Following the 2008 Sichuan earthquake, Chan donated 10 million renminbi to help those in need. In addition, he planned to make a film about the Chinese earthquake to raise money for survivors. 237. In response to the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, Chan and fellow Hong Kong-based celebrities, including American rapper MC Gene, headlined a special 3-hour charity concert titled Artistes 311 Love Beyond Borders on April 1, 2011 to help with Japan's disaster recovery effort. 238. 239. The 3-hour concert raised over $3.30 million. 240. In January 2017, John donated $65,000 to help flood victims in Thailand. 241. Chan founded the Jackie Chan Charitable Foundation in 1988 to offer scholarship and active help to Hong Kong's young people and provide aid to victims of natural disaster or illness. 15. In 2005, Chan created the Dragon's Heart Foundation to help children and the elderly in remote areas of China by building schools, providing books, fees, and uniforms for children. The organization expanded its reach to Europe in 2011. 242. 243. The foundation also provides for the elderly with donations of warm clothing, wheelchairs, and other items. Endorsements. One product which Chan had endorsed in China was the Little Tyrant, produced by Super, a Nintendo Entertainment System hardware clone marketed as a learning machine to circumvent China's then ban on video game consoles. 244. In 2010, Chan served as brand ambassador for Kaspersky Labs antivirus software in Asia. 245. There is an urban legend called the Jackie Chan curse. 246. 247. 248. ABC News reported in 2010 that the legend originated because a slew of products sold in China bearing his name, smile and seal of approval have proven defective, prone to explosion, and in one case, potentially damaging to consumers' health. This led to a belief that any product or company which was endorsed by Jackie Chan would suffer setbacks. 249. In 2016, the failure of fitness chain California Fitness was blamed on the curse. 250. The curse was again invoked in 2021 when Evergrande Group suffered major losses following Chan's promotion of Evergrande Spring brand bottled water. 251. However, Jackie Chan has also endorsed a number of products and companies which have not had issues. Christopher Tucker, born August 31, 1971, is an American stand-up comedian and actor. He made his debut in 1992 as a stand-up performer on the HBO comedy series Def Comedy Jam, where he frequently appeared on the show during the 1990s. He made his feature film debut in House Party 3 in 1994 and gained greater recognition in Friday the following year. In 1997, he co-starred in the films The Fifth Element and Money Talks and had a supporting role in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown. Tucker gained international fame in the 2000s for playing Detective James Carter in the Rush Hour film series. Early life, education, and career. Christopher Tucker was born in Atlanta on August 31, 1971, 3, the youngest son of Mary Louise, née Bryant, and Norris Tucker, one of 6 children. Tucker learned early in life that humor had the power to draw attention to himself both at school and at home. 4. His father was an independent businessman who owned a janitorial service. 5. 6. Tucker grew up in a Pentecostal Christian household. His parents were members of the Church of God in Christ during his childhood. 7. Tucker grew up in Decatur, Georgia, and after graduating from Columbia High School, he moved to Los Angeles to pursue his comedy career. His comedy influences were Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy, and Tucker was known by his teachers and high school classmates for making people laugh by doing impressions of Murphy, Michael Jackson, and others. 8. Career. Tucker in 2000. 1990 to 1997. Career beginnings. Tucker began showcasing his comedy skills before an audience in local Atlanta comedy clubs until he decided to move to Los Angeles in 1990 to further pursue his stand-up comedy career. 9. In 1992, Tucker was a frequent performer on the HBO comedy series Def Comedy Jam. 10. He made his cinematic debut in House Party 3 in 1994 and gained greater film recognition alongside NWA rapper Ice Cube in Friday the following year. In 1997, he co-starred in the films The Fifth Element and Money Talks. He also had supporting roles in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown and the spy comedy Double O Soul, but the latter was never released. 11. 1998 to 2010, mainstream recognition. Along with Hong Kong actor and martial artist Jackie Chan, Tucker starred as LAPD Detective James Carter in the martial arts action comedy film series Rush Hour. After the commercial success of the first Rush Hour film, he held out for a $20 million salary for Rush Hour 2 and was paid $25 million for Rush Hour 3, 12. The latter was part of a $40 million two-movie contract with New Line Cinema that also included an unnamed future film. He was also to receive 20% of the gross from Rush Hour 3, 13. Tucker did not reprise his role as Smokey in Next Friday 2000, or Friday After Next 2002, for religious reasons, later saying that he did not want to use profanity or smoke marijuana. 14. He starred in Michael Jackson's video, You Rock My World, and made a cameo appearance in Tupac Shakur's California Love. On February 13, 2009, Tucker participated in the NBA All-Star Weekend Celebrity Game. Other celebrities participating included rapper Master P, NBA Hall of Famers Clyde Drexler and Dominique Wilkins, wide receiver Terrell Owens, and 4 Harlem Globetrotters. Tucker was announced in 2007 to star in the New Line drama film Mr. S. My Life with Frank Sinatra. Directed by Brett Ratner and based on George Jacobs's autobiography of working as Frank Sinatra's valet during the Rat Pack era of 1953, 68, 15, 2011, present, comeback and further success. In 2011, Tucker made a comeback to stand-up comedy. The next year, he returned to film in Silver Linings Playbook, co-starring Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, and Robert De Niro. Tucker's performance in the film was well received by critics and audiences alike. 16. The film itself received numerous nominations and awards, including the Broadcast Film Critics Association Award for Best Cast. He also hosted the 2013 BET Awards. In 2016, he appeared in Billy Lynn's Long Halftime Walk. In 2023, he portrayed Nike executive Howard White in the film Air. Tucker is expected to reprise his role in a 4th Rush Hour film, which began production in November 2025 after U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly pushed for its creation. 17, 18. Politics. He endorsed Barack Obama in the 2008 primaries. 19, 20. In 2021, Tucker joined the Heal Los Angeles Foundation as an official ambassador. The foundation is co-founded by Michael Jackson's son, Prince Jackson, and their purpose is to help inner-city youth in Los Angeles by ending homelessness, child abuse, and hunger in the city. 21. During the 2022 Halloween Thriller Night hosted by the Heal Los Angeles Foundation, Tucker and Steve Harvey were honored and received the inaugural Man in the Mirror Award. The award is given to influential individuals using their platforms for good. Tucker accepted the award that was presented by Prince Jackson. 22. In 2025, Tucker participated in the Riyadh Comedy Festival. Joey Shea, Saudi Arabia researcher at Human Rights Watch, said in a statement that the Saudi government is using the comedy festival to whitewash its human rights abuses. 23, 24, 25. Personal life. Tucker has a son named Destin with his ex-wife Asja Pryor. 26. He divides his time between Los Angeles, Las Vegas, and Atlanta. 27. Tucker is good friends with fellow Rush Hour co-star Jackie Chan. He was also close with singer Michael Jackson, introducing and dancing with him at his 30th anniversary celebration, appearing in his video, You Rock My World, from the 2001 album Invincible, testifying on Jackson's behalf during his 2005 trial, and attending his memorial service. Tucker's career was also influenced by Jackson, as he is seen dancing and singing to Don't Stop Till You Get Enough in a scene in Rush Hour 2 and imitating Jackson's dancing style in Friday. Tucker participated in Professor Henry Louis Gates Jr.'s 2006 PBS documentary on the genetic makeup of African Americans, African American Lives, that specifically focused on stories of Native American heritage in African American communities. Tucker's DNA test results showed African, European, and likely some Native American ancestors. 28. Tucker's patrilineal ancestry was also traced back to the Mbundu ethnic group of Angola and one line of his mother's to the Bamalik of Cameroon. 29, 30. He also traced his family tree back to the 1830s. 31. Tucker and Gates were shown visiting Angola, the birthplace of some of his ancestors. 32. In 2014, Tucker settled a $2.5 million tax debt. A representative blamed poor accounting and business management. 33. In November 2021, the IRS sued Tucker, seeking $9.6 million in back taxes. 34. Tucker settled the lawsuit for $3.6 million in 2023. 35. Also, in 2014, Tucker told an interviewer that he refrains from using harsh profanity in his performances due to his Christian faith. 36. Tucker's connection to convicted child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein was covered in the 2020 Netflix documentary series Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. In 2002, Tucker traveled in Epstein's airplane alongside Bill Clinton and Kevin Spacey for humanitarian purposes in combating the HIV/AIDS epidemic in Africa. 37. In November 2025, Tucker was confirmed to have been in Epstein's personal contact book. Ma has deep ties to theater. 6. He cites Mako's performance in Pacific Overtures in 1976 as a major influence on his acting career. 4. He is close friends with playwright David Henry Hwang, having collaborated with him on several plays such as FB, Yellow Face, Flower Drum Song, and The Dance and the Railroad, throughout the years, and starring in the film Golden Gate, 1993, which was written by Hwang. 6. Ma started professionally acting in 1973 through experimental theater. 4. At that time, he was in a residency at Nassau Community College studying acting and teaching movement. 6. His first theater performance was in 1975 at an outdoor theater in Roosevelt State Park as the Monkey King in a stage adaptation of a Beijing opera titled Monkey King in the Yellowstone King. 7. 6. He estimated that there were about 5,000 to 10,000 audience members in attendance. 6. Ma also practiced martial arts prior to doing film work. 8. He leveraged those skills in his film debut as Jimmy Lee in Cocaine Cowboys, 1979. 8. During the 1988 Writers Guild of America strike, Ma found work at South Coast Repertory in Orange County playing various characters in the play, in perpetuity, throughout the universe. The play closed the weekend the strike ended, and by the following week, he had secured a role in the LA Law television series. 6. In 1994, he was the assistant director on a stage production of Maxine Hong Kingston's The Woman Warrior by the Berkeley Repertory Theater. 9. His major film roles include credits in The Quiet American, the remake of The Ladykillers, Dante's Peak, and Tiger Tail. Additionally, he has appeared as Consul Han in the Rush Hour series, General Shang, the commander of the Chinese military in Denis Villeneuve's Arrival, 2016, 10, and Hua Zhou in Nicky Caro's Disney live-action adaptation of Mulan, 2020. 11. Ma has appeared in numerous Asian American-produced independent films, such as Red Doors, Catfish in Black Bean Sauce, 1999, Baby, 2007, The Sensei, 2008, and The Farewell, 2019. Ma was interviewed for The Slanted Screen, 2006, a documentary directed by Jeff Adachi about the representation of Asian, primarily East Asian, men in Hollywood television. Ma had a recurring role as Chun-Ji, the head of security for the Chinese consulate, Los Angeles, on the television series 24, first appearing in the series' fourth season and reprising the role in 24, Live Another Day. He also voiced Baba Ling, Francine's adoptive father, in the animated TV series American Dad. He also had a role in the first season of Martial Law as Lee Nemesis, Hay, first major antagonist and Samuel Law's arch-nemesis. Ma's other TV credits include guest appearances on MacGyver, Walker, Texas Ranger, Law and Order, Here, Boomtown, Commander-in-Chief, Chicago Hope, The Unit, Star Trek, The Next Generation, LA Law, NYPD Blue, Millennium, Fringe, Cold Case, NCIS, Los Angeles, Hawaii 5-0, Lie to Me, The Cosby Show, Grey's Anatomy, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and Hell on Wheels. Ma also had a voice role in the video game Sleeping Dogs. He also appeared on the ABC series Once Upon a Time as the Dragon. 12. He also appeared as a Zen master on the USA series Satisfaction. 13. He appeared as General Ono. In the Amazon show The Man in the High Castle and as Tao on AMC's Hell on Wheels. 10. In July 2018, it was announced that Ma was cast in the recurring role of Mr. Young on the Netflix series Wu Assassins. 14. 15. In 2020, Ma was cast as a series regular in the CW's modern reboot of Kung Fu, 1972. The show was renewed for a second season in May 2021. Philip Baker Hall, September 10, 1931 to June 12, 2022, was an American character actor. He is known for his collaborations with Paul Thomas Anderson, including Hard 8, 1996, Boogie Nights, 1997, and Magnolia, 1999. He also starred in leading roles in films, such as Secret Honor, 1984, and Duck, 2005. Hall had supporting roles in many films, including Midnight Run, 1988, Say Anything, 1989, The Truman Show, 1998, The Talented Mr. Ripley, 1999, The Insider, 1999, The Contender, 2000, Bruce Almighty, 2003, Doggo, 2003, Zodiac, 2007, 50-50, 2011, and Argo, 2012. He received an Independent Spirit Award nomination for Best Male Lead for his role in Hard 8 and 2 Screen Actors Guild Award nominations for Outstanding Performance by an Ensemble Cast in a Motion Picture for Boogie Nights and Magnolia. Hall is also known for his prolific work on television. His early television work included M*A*S*H, Murder, She Wrote, and Cheers. One of his most memorable television roles was as Lieutenant Joe Bookman, the library cop, in Seinfeld. 2. He had recurring roles in The Practice, The West Wing, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Modern Family, and BoJack Horseman. Early life. Hall was born on September 10, 1931, in Toledo, Ohio. 4. His mother was Alice Burdine, née MacDonald, and his father, William Alexander Hall, was a factory worker from Montgomery, Alabama. 6. He attended the University of Toledo. 4. He served in Germany as a United States Army translator. 7. And as a high school teacher. 8. Career. After his film debut Cowards. 9. He joined the Los Angeles Theater Center. 9. His first television role was on an episode of Good Times. 9. Hall guest starred in episodes of M*A*S*H and Man from Atlantis. 10. 11. He had over 200 guest roles since 1977. He played Richard Nixon in the one-character film Secret Honor, reprising the role he had created during the play's original off-Broadway run. 12. Roger Ebert said about Hall and the film, "Nixon is portrayed by Philip Baker Hall, an actor previously unknown to me, with such savage intensity, such passion, such venom, such scandal, that we cannot turn away." Hall looks a little like the real Nixon. He could be a cousin, and he sounds a little like him. That's close enough. This is not an impersonation, it's a performance. 13. Vincent Canby of the New York Times also praised Hall's immense performance, which is as astonishing and risky for the chances the actor takes and survives as that of the Oscar-winning F. Murray Abraham in Amadeus. 14. In the 1980s, Hall co-starred in various films in supporting roles, including Nothing in Common, 1986, Midnight Run, 1988, Say Anything, and Ghostbusters 2, both 1989. He played Lieutenant Joe Bookman, a detective pursuing a long-overdue library book in the Seinfeld episodes, The Library, and The Finale. 9. His first Seinfeld appearance led him to be widely lauded as one of the best guest stars on the series, and led to many other jobs. 15. Hall contributed an opening narration, a parody of the announcements one would hear on Magnetic Reference Laboratory's calibration tapes for analog tape recorders, on 1000 Hz, the 2000 album by Chicago post-punk band Shellac. Hall starred in Paul Thomas Anderson's short film Cigarettes and Coffee, which was adapted into Anderson's directorial debut film Hard 8, 1996. For the film, Hall played a senior gambler who mentors a homeless man, John C. Riley. Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times said about Hall, "Here is another great performance. He is a man who has been around, who knows casinos and gambling, who finds himself attached to three people he could easily have avoided, who thinks before he acts." 16. Hall was nominated for the Independent Spirit Award for Best Male Lead. He later starred in Anderson's other films Boogie Nights, 1997, and Magnolia, 1999. He was nominated for 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. Hall starred with Philip Seymour Hoffman in 4 films. 17. Hall had turns in a variety of films in the 1990s, including The Rock, The Truman Show, The Talented Mr. Ripley, and The Insider. He co-starred in other films in the 2000s, including Dogville, 9, Zodiac, and Argo, 9. He played Captain Deal in the Rush Hour trilogy, though his scenes were cut from Rush Hour 2, and he was uncredited for the scene in Rush Hour 3. 9. 17. Hall had prominent roles in Bruce Almighty, In Good Company, The Amityville Horror, The Matador, You Kill Me, All Good Things, 50-50, 18, and The Sum of All Fears. 9. Hall starred in the sitcom The Luke. 9. He guest starred in the animated series The Life and Times of Tim. He played a physician in Curb Your Enthusiasm. 9. And appeared in Modern Family. 9. He appeared in an episode of The Newsroom and in a Holiday Inn commercial. 9. For the short film Dear Chickens. He won Best Actor at Los Angeles Short Festival and at Filmits Badalona Film Festival in Barcelona, 1920. Hall also undertook stage work in New York and Los Angeles, but did not appear on Broadway. 4. Personal life and death. Hall had 2 daughters, Patricia and Darcy, with his first wife, Mariella Holst. 4:21. He later married Holly Wolfel, with whom he had 2 daughters, Adela and Anna. 1. He also had 4 grandchildren and a brother. 22. Hall died of emphysema at his home in Glendale, California, on June 12, 2022, at the age of 90.